Riot podcast time. Now, Nikki and I may pass out during this podcast intro because we just finished up a Riot food fight on Facebook.
We did a different approach. We call it the Riot Food Fight After Hours. We did a snack clearance where we went through a lot of the remaining items we had from a listener who sent in items from Lebanon and the roasted Pringles, the roasted turkey ones. Mm-hmm. So if you want to watch that video when you're done listening to this podcast, go to RadioU Riot on Facebook or RadioU Riot on our YouTube channel, and you can watch us in the studio.
So in today's podcast, we talk about that stack of food. We talk about Nikki's return, her peace lilies.
Oh, it hurts.
Mr. Rogers.
It hurts.
Chris Hemsworth / Chris Pine.
We have news on the Chris's.
Yeah, Nikki's Chris's in the podcast.
Remember which is also the peace lily thing in Hot Fuzz, it's the Andes. So here it's the Chris's.
A Pokemon Go piece of news, Taco Bell's Friendsgiving, Tumbleweed Christmas trees, Jeopardy, and probably the most important, the top 10 most dangerous toys this Christmas.
Well, that'll stay with you.
Oh, it's staying with me now.
You shouldn't put it at the end. We don't want to end on fear.
Well, no, Nikki, we're ending on information.
Oh, I don't know. It's fear-based information.
Well, Nikki, sometimes you got to have a healthy sense of fear. Okay?
Which is why I can't play with my Nerf guns? Is that it?
That's exactly right. All right, they're just there for display only.
Well, when you get to that, don't end on that. Go watch the after-hours snack show that we did, and that will help you be ready then for tomorrow. We'll end on a good note.
Yes. So
food makes it all better.
Everyone have a wonderful afternoon, morning.
Have a wonderful day.
Evening.
Thanks for watching and listening.
Bye.
Things are never as bad as they seem, except when it comes to the riot. Then, they're worse. They're always worse. It's the Riot on RadioU.
Welcome back, Nikki.
Hello. Even though I was still at RadioU yesterday, so I feel like I was here for yesterday's show, but I was not.
You were not here for yesterday's show.
It was Worst of Riot yesterday, so hopefully everybody had a good time with it.
I'm sure you may have peeked in on some of the text messages. A lot of people wondering if you were dead or fired.
The concern is always real. No, I could not come in yesterday. I had something scheduled for that time, and then I came to work later, and all was good.
I can't remember who it was, but somebody text messaged and said that her husband had convinced her that you had been fired.
Oh, really?
That was
that's mean.
That was my favorite text message from yesterday.
I told you guys on Monday that I couldn't come in yesterday. I gave you, I thought, enough warning.
Not listening.
It wasn't.
Not listening.
It wasn't enough.
But that's fair, because what Nikki and I have discovered is that most people just kind of listen.
You're not really understanding what we were saying when I said I was off yesterday.
Like, hey, Nikki's going to be gone. Okay, where's Nikki?
Not fired, not sick, not rehab, not nothing. It was just, I was off yesterday.
She was just gone. And I even said, like, Nikki deserves some time off. They're like, what?
It doesn't matter.
No. Where's Nikki?
The concern is always very sweet to see.
Well, I appreciate it. So I'm also glad to see Nikki back. So if you are, in that space where you're like, I need my Nikki.
I'm
well,
here.
You know what? Your Nikki is right here, guys.
You're welcome to text 877 to RadioU. I feel like we should talk next about what's happening in the room.
What, the fact that I can't even see you over the boxes?
Pretty much. And I don't know if this is seasonal. It happens every Christmas and Thanksgiving, but we're back to having a problem again.
All right. Sometimes...
And it's not a big problem. It's not like a major one. It's a good one to have.
It is.
But it is a problem that we need to address.
Nikki, I got a little note here from Carl. I'm going to go ahead and pass on. It says, welcome back, Nikki. We heard you had horrible dysentery after eating Taco Bell.
That's not what happened yesterday either. I was not sick.
That means she's all the way back in.
I'm in.
Thanks, Carl.
The definition of insanity is putting the riot on again and again and expecting a better result. It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
Do you hear it? You're like, is there a fire in there? There's
Nikki,
not.
Wait.
There's not.
Are you over there? I can't see you.
I'm over the box.
I can't see you.
Now, this is what's wonderful about you guys. Not only are you concerned when we're not in, but you send us all these items when you go on vacation. I think that's Jim who sent all those.
All right, well, this one, Riot. My wife and I took a late honeymoon to Italy, Sicily, and Malta. And what the heck?
Where are you guys going? Why aren't you at least taking us? Have you heard of our DJ service?
Hello.
We can come with you.
I picked up a few goodies for you to try. I thought the soda was horrible. The kids loved it. Enjoy, Jim. So, dude,
we're kids. We'll love it.
I know. That's what I thought. I was like, oh, the children like it. Well, we'll be fine.
We should love everything. I don't think we've ever done a food fight from Italy.
Oh, dude, peanut butter Kit Kat.
There's Italy Kit Kat.
Salted caramel Kit Kat. Hazelnut. Like, there's so much stuff in here, dude.
I know, it's a giant box.
Right,
it's so many.
There's that.
And then
there
yesterday,
was a bag.
Tyler dropped this.
What's in here?
Tyler dropped this off for us yesterday.
All right, we got cinnamon Coke.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got, I see what he's saying. We got Dum Dums.
Those are the holiday ones, which I think we've had before, but we will have again.
Limited edition Dum Dum
Those might be new flavors this year.
Oreo candy canes and Jelly Belly candy canes.
Tyler, thank you so much for bringing those yesterday.
You know, Tyler, I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but I almost feel like we should save that stuff for our Christmas stream.
You think so?
Yeah, because it's all like Christmas themed. Even put it in a Christmassy bag.
Even the holiday ones. And then we still have, Meg brought us items from Thailand.
And we never got through everything that Jack brought from Lebanon.
So there's more Lebanon stuff, including like 20 Kit Kat flavors. And then there's still the holiday sodas upstairs and the turkey Pringles. I think that's it. Is that everything?
Okay.
So
I think we need to do a post-show show.
You want to do that today?
Do you? You want to?
It would work out today.
Okay.
So, like, we would go on Facebook after the show today, try to get through all the miscellaneous ones.
Or do we
like
theme
a tasting.
it? What if we had a Kit Kat tasting?
I think that actually might be. That would get us through a lot of the stuff.
It would, because it's almost all Kit Kats.
I want to save some of the Italy stuff for on air. I think that might be a fun one.
Okay.
And even some of the Thailand. So maybe we could finish Lebanon. And we could have
Lebanese Kit Kats. There's like 8 separate Kit Kat flavors just in the Lebanon bag.
I don't know what to do. We feel overwhelmed.
I'm overwhelmed with goodness.
He's losing his workspace over there.
Yeah, I'm sitting on a box.
He doesn't even know what to do.
So.
But again, thank you guys so much for being so kind, especially around Christmas time when you see all the holiday stuff. You let us know, and then there's others that just bring it on in.
I love it all. So Nikki's right. Thank you guys for being so awesome. And you know what? Today, Nikki and I are going to stream. We're doing a post-show show.
We should.
Sometime today. Sign up, follow, click the link, click to this, do
You're
the
really
whatever.
selling it there.
Hey. RadioU, Facebook.com/RadioU.
You can do the RadioU Facebook page or the RadioU Riot one.
Yeah, we're on both.
Now, I feel like, remember, next time you travel to some fun location that we've never been, remember, this would cut out the middleman part if you just took us with you and we could try them there.
I like that, too.
So that's an option.
The other side of that is if you actually did invite us, I'd be like, who's this creep trying to get us to go to Italy?
Just think of us as the kids. That's all you got to think of us as.
Uncomfortable silences during that morning carpool? Not a problem. These two never shut up. It's the Riot on Radio U.
Hey, how are your lilies doing?
Yeah. So,
Nikki lives.
It's a journey and a process. It is.
Nikki lives with, animals.
I feel like I live in a frat house, is basically what I feel like. And I can't have anything nice, is what it always ends up being.
But Nikki, I told you that a long time ago. We can't have anything nice.
Shame on me for wanting to have a couple of plants in my house. I just can't.
Why would you do that?
I know. I cannot do that.
All right. Well, what do you got?
So I had 2 peace lilies. If you've ever seen Hot Fuzz, it's part of the movie. And
is that what got you started on him?
No, but I was so excited because he has a peace lily.
He does?
And I love that movie, and I love peace lilies because I love the movie.
Okay, all right.
And I had 2 of them. I even got them in this raised planter sort of thing in the corner of the living room. Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, that'll be tall enough.
Tall enough for what, Nikki?
To keep my dogs away, because apparently it's a tasty plant. I'm sure it's poisonous or something. It's probably super bad.
I told Nikki that the problem is that her dogs are always seeing her eat leaves.
Yeah, with salad.
Just salad. And so they're wanting to be like her, follow her wonderful example.
They think I left it out for them, so they're just confused.
They're having salad.
So yesterday I wasn't here, yesterday when I was at work, Eric sent me a picture of the mass destruction of one of the peace lilies, and May it rest in peace. It's gone.
May it rest in peace.
So I moved the other one to the landing where the steps are, and no one
good.
gets
Now
it
it has even farther to fall.
No, there's a gate to keep them. My puppies, there's a gate from keeping them going upstairs.
Not allowed upstairs?
They're not allowed upstairs.
Man, upstairs probably to them is this magical realm.
I know. It's all carpeted.
Oh, wow.
They're like, what is this place?
They go up there.
Woo!
How do we get up there?
And they're not allowed up there, so that's where they are now.
Wait till they leave. We'll figure it out.
But I have to go find one new piece, Lily, because it literally is gone. It's just empty. Just empty. And they got it on the wall. Eric had to wipe the wall. There was soil on it. Just all this soil.
Sounds like a heck of a party.
It was. I mean, you just turn your back for a couple of minutes, and that's all that happened.
Man, like, come on.
It's just great. Let's just, yay. Yay.
See what happens when you take a day off from the show?
I know. Well, no, I was
Peace lilies die.
I was at work when it happened. I just came in after the show yesterday.
Okay.
It was my fault, I guess.
Yeah.
I should have left them out.
Yeah. Nikki, it's your fault.
In raised planters. I mean, they got taller, so they didn't have any problems. And then the rest of my plants all have like little bite chew marks on the leaves. Mm-hmm. It's only a matter of time.
You need to stop eating salad. That's the answer. The answer is to stop eating salad. You're setting a bad example for the dogs.
I just wanted some nice plants. That was it.
You're setting a bad example. You've got to stop eating salad, and you got to start eating, just eat. If you would eat what's in their bowl, it would communicate to them
that they can't touch
that's
anything
what
else.
Everybody eats here.
It's fine. We're gonna figure it out. And they've even gone to training, but the trainer said, they are like teenagers, so sometimes they just don't care. They just want to eat the peace lilies.
Well, I don't think that's a very nice characterization of the teenage human.
They just don't listen. All right. So that's what happened yesterday. Yay.
I'm excited.
I am too.
Hey.
One day, a heroic time traveler will go back in time to make sure none of this ever happens. Until then, it's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, Nikki.
Well, it does feel like it, doesn't it?
Everything's fixed. All the passwords are all set.
You're good to go to tell us your story.
We're good to go to talk about none other than Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
And the man who's going to be portraying him this weekend, Nikki.
So Mr. Rogers, the movie thing, comes out Friday.
Mr. Rogers and a Mr. Tom Hanks. It's happening on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it turns out that Tom Hanks... Oh, hello, Mr. Rogers. And Mr. Rogers are related.
You don't want to get copywritten.
Well, you think you take a hit? Everybody's like, Mr. Rogers is so nice.
Strike! You don't want to.
He's not as nice as you think he is.
No. Well, it's the estate or whatever.
Right.
It's always that way.
The Rogers estate is not here to play, son. Okay, so it turns out that Tom Hanks and he are related.
Yeah.
They're sixth cousins. They share a distant relative, Johann Meffert.
Who
Do you remember
doesn't?
Johann?
Yes.
He was born back in 1732.
Well, of course.
Well, there you go.
Mr. Johann.
Johann Meffert, and that's their common relation. And it's been, however long, and they're related. So when you feel like Tom Hanks does such a good job
You're actually
portraying
watching.
Mr. Rogers, it's because they're cousins.
That's it.
Sixth cousins, but still.
Practically right there. Practically brothers.
So are you going to go see the movie?
Yeah, I hope so. I do.
You know what, Nikki? If we took your
All of our hopes and dreams, I never do
and
anything.
put them in one hand, and then
I don't want to go out. I mean, I probably will, but I want to put the Christmas tree up.
Yeah.
How long will that take? I don't know.
Well, the Mr. Rogers movie is probably 2 hours. Maybe you need a break. So you start putting up the tree, and then they're like, you know what? It's not a very beautiful day in this neighborhood.
Is there like a 6 a.m. showing on Saturday? Maybe I need to go get it out of the way.
I don't think so.
On like a Saturday or a Sunday.
And actually, here's the sad part. Like, Nikki and I get up early so often that I probably would go to the movies at 6 o'clock on a Saturday. I'd be like, yeah, whatever.
Wouldn't be a bad move.
Let's make some coffee. Let's go to the movies.
Let's go.
Let's do this. We go in there and see the morning radio people from every other radio station in there.
Just all like, yeah,
We're the only ones there.
Same people at the gym, same people going to see movies, even on the weekends.
Whatever.
If not, since I'll be off next week, maybe I'll go see it.
Oh, yeah. Did we forget to mention Nikki's taking the whole week off next week?
I'll be in next Friday. All right.
I'm sorry. Oh, daggone it. My eyes almost stuck. They rolled so hard.
I don't see you roll your eyes often, but when I do, it's ugly.
You know what, Nikki? Just remember, you called me ugly.
No,
Thanks.
I said your eye rolling was.
And it's attached to this face.
Yeah, okay. It's one. It's the same thing.
Well, there you go, Nikki. Why don't you take one of your
I'm sure probably I'll go see it.
Free for all days.
Yeah, next week I'll go see it then.
Do you want your Christmas present early?
No.
Okay. Just going to be a box of tissues.
Oh, really?
For you to take to the theater with you.
I think they're handing them out. You know, like the promotional things? The movie theater we go to sometimes does that.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm sure there'll be some out there.
Or they'll be selling them.
Or I'll just be disappointed because I cried so much at the trailer that was all the really sad parts.
He comes in like, I came in here to cry. I feel uplifted. I feel cheated.
I didn't want that. I didn't want a happy movie. I wanted a sad one.
Well, I mean, bittersweet at least.
Giving every novelty food the publicity it so blatantly desires. It's The Riot on Radio U.
You should text us and say, hey, because, we're here. And the only thing I will tell you is, like, if you take a look down while you're texting, have you noticed how ugly your knuckles are?
Gosh, my goodness.
It's okay.
It is a part of your hand that is...
It doesn't look like an anime character?
Or like in pictures, depending on which filter you might use to smooth everything else out, your knuckles will be the most prominent thing.
They're just sticking out.
Yeah.
It's like it's a place where two bones come together.
I mean, now that we're talking about it, when we post pictures, it could use a little something.
I'll tell you this. I never go out in public without putting a hot dog on each finger. And that way, when people look at me, they just see smooth, thin, no lines, really.
See, people don't have the problem in real life. It is when you post pictures. The newest trend, if you, like, say, a picture of your rings or getting your nails done or whatever, you're supposed to airbrush slightly. Don't take it away totally. But you're supposed to airbrush your knuckles away for a smoother looking finger, and then they call it the hot dog fingers. Because your fingers will look like a hot dog.
Now, okay. And do people say the hot dog fingers as if that's a good thing?
Yes, like your fingers look
oh my
skinnier.
gosh, your fingers look so much like a hot dog right now.
No, but I mean, you look skinnier and slender, and boy, your knuckles are really nice, that sort of thing.
Listen, I'm going to tell you, I understand the desire to look thinner. I saw a video of me the other day, and it was just like a big muffin top walking around. It was like, how tight are those pants?
You see, you don't want to be a muffin, you want to be a hot dog.
It's just that your stomach's so big. It's not the pants. And
why don't you try to make that become a trend?
Well, because that's not going to work out. And so I understand that when you're looking for, what I want to look like, you want a little more hot dog and a little less muffin.
Yeah.
Like, I get that. I understand that. But I've got to tell you, I am unwilling to remove the knuckles from my photos.
You don't remove them. You just
okay. I don't
really
want to
lessen them.
Stay away from my hands. They're my hands. There's nothing wrong with them.
But what if that could be the best thing ever? You start with
hot dog hands?
Yeah, hot dog hands.
You're telling me that my career up to this point has stagnated because of my knuckles.
Well, you're not going to be a hand model, are you?
Well, I mean,
Holding
I wasn't
the soda?
I wasn't going to be, but it seems like...
Who loves soda in this room?
Right here.
Who loves coffee?
Right here.
So basically a beverage person. Who could be modeling those beverages?
Man, you list off all the stuff I like. Pretty soon as who likes cigarettes in here, okay? All right.
No one said that. It's just coffee and soda.
Who likes playing the lottery in here? All right.
Video games, holding the controller.
It's like, I'm always...
The TV remote. It's all your hands.
Who likes energy drinks? who likes everything they sell at the convenience store?
Just remember next time, if you have a picture of your hands, you're not supposed to show your knuckles like that. So people filter it out.
It's one, it's dumb. And two, there's this part of me that's just like, I'm a little afraid. I'm just a little afraid.
Of what the next trend will be?
Where are we going?
Well, you shouldn't be showing your face. That should also be.
Well, there's an element of like, you guys realize that we're just building up to hating ourselves, right? Like, These are our...
we're just starting with our hands. That's it.
This is the human body. You're stuck with it. So we ought to come up with ways to like it, not ways to figure out what's wrong with it. Because we're not going to disappear.
You're not making your knuckles disappear. You're just lessening the impact.
They're your hands. You're not getting other hands.
Obadiah and Nikki tried their hardest, and that's what really matters. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
Nikki and I finally have the answer that you've been looking for. The struggle is real.
There's something you've been missing.
You're at home watching Star Trek movie reruns over and over again.
I thought there'd be a new one by now.
When will Chris Pine, Nikki's man, return?
Be back as Captain Kirk.
So it turns out last year they were going to make a new Star Trek movie and everybody wanted paid. And they were like, no, we're not paying.
So they had to negotiate still, and that took a little extra time?
They had to do a little negotiating, Nikki, and so now they're doing it.
Hey, everybody's back.
Well, I mean, kinda. See, one of the hooks was, and you can't really blame the guy for it, they wanted to bring in Chris Hemsworth, Thor.
Yeah.
Because, see, if you watch the Star Trek reboot from, 2009, I think, the J.J. Abrams one, the very beginning of the movie, the first 10 minutes is Chris Hemsworth. Because what I remember is being like, oh, that's really cool. And they're like, oh, that's the guy that's Thor now. Because the first time I saw him was in that Star Trek movie.
And so why did they have him in there?
He's Captain Kirk's dad.
Oh.
And so apparently there was this plot line floating around where they were just like, look, we got to get Chris Hemsworth back in here, okay?
You got to get the two Chris's in.
So time travel, Chris Pine, Chris Hemsworth. But Chris Hemsworth's a big star, so he needs big money. And Chris Pine's like, I'm Captain Kirk, fools.
But then they were like, well, can we lower everybody else?
Right. And so it just came out where they're like, all right, okay, we're not making the movie.
What if the Enterprise was sponsored by our new Enterprise, the rent-a-car?
What do you think?
Enterprise. You brought in sponsor money into the movie.
So you're Captain Kirk, you're on the bridge, the Klingons are attacking, but nothing calms you down and gives you what you need, like a cup of Starbucks coffee.
Yes. So if you want to bring in the big people, you got to raise the money.
All right, you've seen NASCAR. What if we put a couple of extra patches on that shirt? No, it's not a big deal. It's just a little something. You're watching the movie. There's all those screens. One of those screens just happens to show an ad for an upcoming Xbox game.
But they are doing the fourth one. They're in final talks to do it all.
Yes, and they say that the writer-director will be Noah Hawley, who is responsible for Legion and Fargo on FX.
So Fargo, the TV show, not Fargo, the movie?
Mm-hmm, that. So it looks like he's going to be the guy that's going to make that happen. So I think everybody has another movie in their contract, and maybe even two more movies in their contract. So it's not a surprise that they would make it. And just to be clear, everybody, Thor is out. No more Chris Hemsworth. That's
not even an option at this point.
Yeah, no,
they don't want anybody to confuse it. So that's a no.
They've shelved that. And they also want to let you know that Quentin Tarantino's still making his blankety-blankin' Star Trek movie.
He's supposed to be doing a spin-off.
Right.
Just more violent and foul. That sort of thing. The QT type. So that's over there, and that's not this.
Yeah, the kind where your mom's like, do they have to talk like that?
You're like, I took her to the wrong Star Trek one.
Sorry, I thought she liked it.
So this one will have Chris Pine and Simon Pegg will be back, too.
Yeah, all of the cast, apparently, of those other Star Trek movies will return.
You're listening to The Riot. Let's all work together today to live life with the patience of a Nikki dealing with an Obadiah.
Gotta hang in there and get through it.
You're listening to The Riot.
Now, Nikki, you were not on the show yesterday.
I was not in, no.
And so, as a result, you missed some pretty big news on the vegan front.
Ooh, but I did see it trending later in the day.
Okay.
And I thought it was only going to be a matter of time, though Burger King was very transparent.
They were pretty upfront
I thought they were, but not. I thought legally they had themselves covered, but it doesn't mean someone can't bring something to the lawsuit table.
So there is a lawsuit that was filed in Southern District of Florida yesterday, and the plaintiff, so they bought an Impossible Whopper from an Atlanta drive-thru, and that it was coated in meat byproduct.
So the Impossible Whopper is a meat alternative, but with how they give it to you, it is not vegan. It is vegetarian because it usually has cheese and mayo, unless you don't ask for that. And then this is where they were transparent. It is not cooked on a different cooktop, so it's cooked on the same
grill that the meat is.
They only got one grill, but what you can do is ask for them to cook it in a vegan or vegetarian way, which means they're going to heat it up in the microwave. So it's a broiled way.
So basically what happens is it tastes a lot more like a Whopper because they're dunking it in Whopper juice before they hand it to you.
Pretty much. It's on the same grill, so it picks up that same flavor. So that's how Burger King was very transparent with saying that's really the two ways you can have it.
Right. Now, Burger King is saying that they were pretty transparent about it. Nikki and I knew about it. But
they also had information about it online. But apparently this person missed out on that.
This person is just like, no. No.
But some people also like to just make lawsuits. So that could be it. I thought, I wonder if the vegan community is supporting this person. But it seemed like a lot of people online were not supporting this person, saying, hey, you're ruining having these fast food and restaurant places start working towards providing more alternatives that would be completely vegan, but you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting point. Like, you can't help but respect somebody that's like, hey, give them credit for trying, which is kind of
how a lot of people were when they first came out with them.
Right. But you know what, Nikki? The other side of it is I'm always looking for somebody to sue. You know?
That's where I think we're getting down to.
I'm always on the lookout for someone.
The holidays.
Yeah, I need a little extra cash. There's a lot of gifts that need to be purchased, things of that nature. And Burger King, they're not the biggest, but they're pretty big. You know, I could walk away with maybe a little decent settlement on that.
If you're a vegan, there's nothing you can actually really have at most places besides the lettuce and tomato that they put on a sandwich.
Yeah, come on.
So when you're allowing, hey, it's close enough, or you're a flexitarian or things along the lines where you're a little bit more forgiving with it, people knew.
Yeah. Well, the lawsuit's happening, and Nikki, she's now a flexitarian. She just eats whatever you throw at her.
I used to be a vegan, not anymore.
Yeah, here, just have a this, Nikki.
Just throw it at me, thank you.
The worst podcast with the best listeners. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Remember that guy we talked about? Didn't he have an MMA match? And he's kind of like Instagram-ish famous. A lot of people show pictures of him around their interwebs because he's the Russian guy. He's a bodybuilder, and he keeps injecting his arms full of, Vaseline?
Petroleum jelly.
Yeah.
So I don't know, how much muscles he actually has, but he's made himself have muscles, but they're very unnatural looking, so everybody calls him Popeye.
Yeah.
Because, he just has giant arms, but they look very weird.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to have his first ever MMA fight against someone else who was very old and also didn't look so hot, but it was supposed to be their first thing, and he got destroyed because he's not really very strong. He's just full of stuff, and it sounds like a negative comment, but his arms and body really are. He just injects himself with stuff.
So
to look strong.
It looks like he has had to have surgery to have them removed.
They removed the dead muscle because apparently it will kill your muscle.
It will kill your muscle.
So does he still have the jelly in his arms or what?
Kind of. It seems like it's something they're still working their way through. Did you look through the photos and stuff like that?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Because they said it could kill him if he kept doing it.
Well, it could kill him, and he could lose his arms. Mm-hmm. And so what they're trying to do is that we're trying to basically surgically remove this stuff while keeping his arms intact. And it's going, but they're having a hard time. Now this guy is now he's out there. After people saying this to him for years, he's like, this was probably not a good idea.
Yeah, he should have caught on that sooner.
It's wild.
But if you look at his body, he has no muscles.
No.
Anywhere else. It was really just his arms that he would inject stuff.
And to be clear, when Nikki says he has no muscles, she means he doesn't look like Thor. He obviously has muscle
you know
because
what I mean. He doesn't look like
he's not a big bodybuilder.
He's not lifting every day. He doesn't have that body type. He seems more skinny.
And I'm telling you what, Nikki, this is a further extension of, earlier we were talking about photoshopping your knuckles out.
Well, you're supposed to have slender hot dog-like hands in your picture.
Hot dog-like hands, even though your hands are not hot dogs. We get that, right? Your fingers are not hot dogs, all right? Well, your arms are not petroleum jelly injection points either.
And now you know. Sometimes you have to be told things first.
It's bizarre. Our preference for appearance over reality. I get it. I totally get it. I live in this world, but daggone,
And now I've seen the picture of his muscle that they took out of his arms, and I wish I wouldn't have. Now I've seen it, and I wish I wouldn't have.
You know what? You have a lot of that. Nikki will look at anything on the internet.
It's in the story.
Yeah.
It's 3 pictures down.
But Nikki's like, this is gross. I want to see it. I wish I hadn't seen it. I want to see it again.
I have regret, but I didn't think they would be showing that. They didn't give a little warning.
It is pretty disgusting.
At least he's better now. I mean, to have that out must be
a relief.
Even if he doesn't realize it quite yet, must be so much better for his body.
Oh, I'm sure. He's probably feeling better eventually. Sometime. Dang. Right? You know what? I don't want to be all like self-help, but just love yourself a little bit. You're fine. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with self-improvement, but can we not Photoshop our knuckles and inject our arms with Vaseline? Is that too much for me to say?
Now that you've said not to.
You're listening to a morning show hosted by 2 people who absolutely despise getting up in the morning.
Will you give me a break one time?
The Riot, Radio U.
Nikki, do you remember Pokemon Go?
The game, like the app game, or yes, I do.
That's the one that everybody was crazy about for 6 weeks and then it disappeared.
There's still some dedicated players.
They're out there.
And I think it was last year they came, or maybe over the summer they came out with an update, and then a few people got back into it, but it's not like it was when it first came out.
Well, there is
the passion that we saw then.
There's someone in Japan who apparently yesterday caught their 1 millionth Pokemon.
Wow.
That means, you ready for this? To catch 1 million Pokemon, he would have to have caught 800 per day.
No.
No,
that's impossible.
It has a lot of people going.
Is it? Well, I've seen people.
Is it real?
Who was the guy who went viral? He would ride around his bike. He was an older guy, and he would play Pokemon Go.
Right.
And he had 12 phones all attached to his bike, so he would just drive around catching things. So some people are really intense.
I like this
If
comment.
that was your job.
This guy's cell phone battery must function as a space heater.
His stuff must be hot.
I really, really like that. So, yeah, I mean, I haven't seen anything debunking the truth of it. Apparently, 1 million Pokemon. Okay. I get whatever, but can you imagine just the work? That seems like you would have to do that all day, every day.
That'd be obsessive, because then say you were sick one day or you took a day off. You're doing that on the weekends.
Whoa, weekends? You're not sleeping?
You're not.
How long does it? I mean, okay, I played Pokemon Go for a couple of days just because it got to that point where you're all right, everybody's doing it. I at least have got to give this a shot.
Well, we weren't doing it like that person was.
Well, I know, but I'm just wondering, how do you even manage to catch 800 a day? That would mean if you were going at it for 8 hours a day, that's 100 per hour.
I don't remember enough playing-wise how that would be.
So that means for 8 hours, I mean, if you think about 100 per hour, that's more than 1 per minute. What?
I'm not sure.
What?
I'm not sure how you could do it.
What?
I don't know.
Man, it would help me to know that this was a joint account and people kept passing this phone around.
Yeah, if everybody could join
We're all
in.
working on this together.
It'd almost make you feel a little bit better, right? So someone was way into it and still is.
I don't have this kind of willingness or drive.
For anything. Nothing at all.
Let alone Pokemon Go, dude.
And you're like, what about the show? Well, yeah, but not to that degree.
Yeah, I mean, even the show's only a couple hours a day. I mean, eventually Nikki and I quit.
We get weekends, so it's all right.
Come on.
We're not doing whatever this person is.
Wow.
The Riot has now been downloaded. Hope you installed some antivirus. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
You've only got so much time in the day, what with all your Pokemon catching. So you have to make some choices.
You do on what you'll spend the rest of your time with.
Absolutely. And you have to ask yourself, would you rather have a large group of friends, or would you rather have a couple of really close friends? So, do you have 2 friends that you're incredibly good friends with?
Or
do you have 100 friends that you're slightly more than casual acquaintances with? And 100 is probably too high of a number.
I think younger Nikki would have probably chosen the more friends, but just not as acquainted. But as, we get older and older, I feel like a couple of close friends is worth more.
Is better?
Yeah.
Well, I want you to know, Nikki, that researchers here have found that to be true.
Did I win anything?
You know what, Nikki? You've won satisfaction.
Oh, yay. I chose the right one.
The University of Leeds, they did. Now, keep in mind that they only studied, I think it's like 1,800 people. So it's not that many. But what they found is that what you described in many ways is the human experience. Mm-hmm. When we are younger, the younger we are, the larger our social network has a tendency to be.
Quantity over quality.
But they say as you grow older, what they have found is some people say that way. They stay with like 1 billion friends, but nobody that's super close. And then they found like other people that have a couple of close friends. And they said that if you looked at it, the people with fewer friends, but they were closer, were happier than the people that had a large network, but they were not really close friends.
Sure. I think you get more out of the closer your friends are. You get more out of that relationship, and you get more drama when you have way more people in your circle.
Right.
But it's not as close, and then their drama just gets all around you.
I don't know what I had. I'll tell you what, here's my gap. I have a couple of friends that are like some of my best friends that they could tell me anything and I could tell them anything and it's fine. Mm-hmm. I have that. And then I have that large network. But my really close friends don't live super close, et cetera, et cetera. Like, so they're far away. I don't see them very often, whatever. And so they're like the ones that I trust the most. Then I have people that I like see all the time. What I don't have a lot of are buddies. Like,
sure.
Hey, let's hang out on Friday. It's more like, let's hang out Friday. And they're like, wait, let me get my calendar. I need to call my wife. I'm not really sure. Like, maybe that's just a time of life thing.
Sure.
But that seems to be the gap.
The closer that someone is, the more willing they are to not show up and back out. And then everybody be okay with it.
Wait,
because you are such close friends.
Well, no, that's how I feel. I've got a couple of friends that like we'd been planning something forever, whatever, and it didn't work out, and they were a really good friend, and I was like,
yeah, it's fine. No problem.
No big deal.
But if they weren't so close.
If they were an acquaintance, you'd be like, you jerk!
I know, the rudest,
I hate you!
And you don't have that when they're actually really close friends.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. So, well, that's the word. They say if you want to be happier, according to this study, and you can hate it or love it or something in between, they say a couple of closer friends that you put your energy into is better for happiness than a large social network that you're spreading your energy out.
Well, maybe that'll make things a little better. If you feel pressure because you don't feel like you have enough friends, you might actually have the perfect amount. You might not need any more.
Maybe you're doing just fine where you are.
The whining, the loathing, the insightful commentary on postmodern historical doctrine. Okay, maybe not the last one. You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Now, you guys know the truth that Taco Bell is trying to slowly poison everyone. That's their end game.
I don't think that's the official motto or style for Taco Bell.
Oh, you mean not everyone's hip to their plans?
It might not be such a public plan.
Okay. Well, I'll just tell you right now, I jokingly call it the Taco Bell cleanse, but dysentery is a real danger at Taco Bell.
When you can't when you can't afford to juice.
Taco Bell
is a really good strong runner-up. Is that what you're saying?
Why don't we make that commercial? We should make that commercial.
Do you know how much juicing is? It's so expensive.
I lost 15 pounds and only spent $3 at Taco Bell.
Sometimes you got to cut back.
Also, I have to have something amputated later. But
no, it's fine.
It's no big deal. You know, what's a lung when you have two?
No, when you start putting so much in, then your body accepts it and just becomes dormant.
That's actually true. You can build up a tolerance to the toxicity. And that's what Taco Bell wants to do with your friends. Whether you've got 1,000 of them or you've just got 2 really close ones. And as we learned earlier, you're much happier that way. It's time for you to help make them feel bad. So Taco Bell presents their recipe for their 7th annual Friendsgiving.
7th annual?
Yeah, have you seen it?
I've never seen it. So 6 years I've missed?
Well, Nikki, we've been in here.
We've been busy.
We don't get out all the time. So they say that at Taco Bell headquarters, every November, they host a Friendsgiving dinner.
Oh, cute.
And they have a Taco Bell dish that is made of Taco Bell, things. Which, by the way, as we all know, the Taco Bell menu is in reality only 7 ingredients mixed 400 different ways.
That's how they save money.
Right. So this year, their recipe is rolled chicken taco bisque.
Well, that looks good. A nice soup. Who would love a bisque?
So you need 6 rolled chicken tacos. That's your kind of base. And then from there, you build this soup. And you basically blend these Taco Bell chicken tacos along with some ingredients, and you make this taco soup.
It looks really good. That's actually a fun idea.
Then you have your...
See, they've got me. Is that it?
Did you see what happened?
Because I like a good bisque.
Did you
Suddenly
see what happened?
I'm the bad one.
Do you see? No, Nikki. They knew that they couldn't get you in the front door. She knows that these nachos aren't really nachos.
I have an immersion. Is it immersion blender? I have one of those things that you use and you just and it'll make it into the bisque.
See what they're doing? They're trying to go next level. You're like, I'm not like the riffraff that just walks into a Taco Bell and eats some tacos. But all of a sudden they say Taco Bell bisque, and you're like, oh, I like a good bisque. And I have this snooty one-handed blender.
I could do this.
I'm in.
It looks great. I think it's fun. It's a fun idea.
Okay.
If you had a lot of extra time next week.
Which everybody does with Thanksgiving.
If not, you bring it home with you when you go home, and then you just ask whoever's there.
They say Thanksgiving's more fun with friends than family. So you have a Friendsgiving and then you have a Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you do that.
So you just roll on over to Taco Bell.
I didn't know they did that, though, each year. So Taco Bell does their Friendsgiving.
Got a little recipe for you. You know what? I got a better idea. Just get a chicken sandwich. And I don't care where you get it. Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, whatever. Everybody shows up with their own chicken sandwich. Happy Friendsgiving!
Way to be innovative, right?
Well, it sounds better than going to Taco Bell and then spending another hour in the kitchen.
Well, you have to go to the grocery store and get the other. It's not everything from Taco Bell. You do have to go get groceries.
You got to get diced onion, clove, chili powder, Mexican oregano, fire-roasted diced tomatoes.
I mean, I have none of that. And I'd have to get all that to make the bisque.
Might as well have a turkey, man. Just whatever.
No, there's a big difference between that and making a turkey.
I don't know it.
Everything you love about the Riot, plus a handy-dandy fast-forward option. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Nikki, I would just like to say that last night I was able to, with just a tiny bit of effort, completely justify our bad habits.
What'd you do?
Well, last night I had some friends over and watched Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Which we bought earlier in the summer, I feel like.
It was a while ago.
Or was it in the fall?
Many months at the very least.
And I think, didn't we message each other like, hey, it's cheaper, I'll get it. And then you were like, oh, I'm getting it too. We're all getting it together.
We were doing it at the same time.
I still haven't watched it.
Well, you know what, Nikki? I fixed it for both of us.
Yay.
I fixed it I watched it.
You saw it in theaters, though.
I did.
Was it good again? You waited too long. Never mind.
I'm going to be honest.
It was
not as good the second time.
Oh, sometimes things are better in theaters.
There were just these moments that I feel like I didn't see the first time around where you're like, oh, that's bad.
Oh, shh, don't say that.
That's bad. Now, let's be clear. The monster fighting, spectacular.
Still good?
Spectacular. But some of the human moments.
Yeah, that's all right.
They struggled just a little bit. But when we got done, we watched the entire thing, didn't even pause it. Watched it like straight through.
Mm-hmm.
And when we got done, I just thought, I did it, guys. It was so worth me spending this money.
We bought it so long ago, I forgot that I have it. I would need to set a reminder that it's in my Amazon thing.
Well, here's just a little reminder for you, Nikki.
You should break that out.
Yep, it's there. So I watched it. I did it.
Really proud of you. I knew something seemed different this morning, and I didn't know it was called follow through.
Oh, yeah.
It's new when you see both of us have that. It's just really nice.
Nikki, when I say I'm going to do something, I do
5 months later, you are right there when we need you.
Now, there was a time when I didn't, but now I do.
Now you do.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Wonderful.
Absolutely do that. So it's cool. I did it. So that money was well spent.
Actually, what we like to see the most is when we bought Godzilla, now it's so much cheaper.
No, it's not. I still haven't seen it go cheaper than what we paid for it.
I thought we did.
No.
Because if not, it'd be sad.
I can confirm.
Okay, then it's
that
not
it
so
has
bad.
not gone cheaper.
If we would have waited past Black Friday,
maybe.
I bet it would be cheaper then.
Maybe. But I want you to know that it has held at $9.99.
It's held its price.
I can confirm that's true.
Well, good for you. Congratulations.
No, Nikki.
Good for us. Because you watched it.
Because there's no I in team. But there's an us in Riot.
I should watch that this weekend.
Where do you go when you need someone to listen to your problems and give you a big hug? Not here. Obviously, this is The Riot on Radio U.
Nikki, how do you feel about tumbleweed in your Christmas tree?
Is that a problem? In the Tumbleweed areas?
Is the Tumbleweed restaurant, does that still exist?
Was that a chain?
It was.
I don't think it does.
Probably not. But let me tell you what. I don't care what anybody tells you. There's a lot of things Tumbleweed didn't get right.
Okay, the restaurant again?
Yeah. But I'll tell you what they had. They had an amazing queso.
Did they?
They really did.
I don't remember anything about it.
It was so good.
Maybe they're still around. They're just maybe not in our area.
Yeah, maybe. Well, they're all around the world. Everybody's got their own Christmas tradition. Won't be long before we'll be poking our head in on the Gavlay goat. But one tradition that is happening, they're still building it, and they'll be lighting it here in about a week or two. And that is the Phoenix, Arizona tumbleweed tree.
So it's in downtown Chandler, and it's under construction. It's the 63rd year. They basically take tumbleweeds, build up a big Christmas tree from it, and that's what you get.
So they build it, then they cover it in what they say is 45 gallons of high-gloss white paint.
The emphasis on the gloss.
70 pounds of glitter.
I love that part.
1,200 lights.
It's cute. It's great.
It's 35 feet tall. And they're having a little party December 7th. You can come on out for the annual lighting of the tumbleweed.
You're making the most out of a thing that bothers your area.
You know what, though? Could you do that at home? Like, would you buy, if you lived in Arizona, would you just gather up a bunch of tumbleweeds and wrap them around a frame?
I don't know. I've never heard of someone else doing that.
Maybe. No. I want a regular tree. I just buy, you know what? I have a fake tree, and so I'm good.
Well, no, this feels more like a DIY sort of tree.
Yeah, but it's kind of a cool idea, and
it gave
them, they couldn't afford the 7-figure prices of the Rockefeller tree.
You're using what you've got. You got
Center.
lots of tumbleweeds in the area. Just put it together, and it looks cool.
And 35 feet, it's not giant, but it's
impressive.
Something. It's more than I'm going to have at my house.
It's very nice. So the process to create the tumbleweed tree, they actually started it last month as crews search for about 600 to 800 tumbleweeds.
So that's like their job.
That's their job, to go find the tumbleweeds. They bring it in. It started in 1957 when the idea for a tumbleweed tree started after someone in Indiana built one with chicken wire. So they saw the chicken wire one, started the tumbleweed one in their area.
Hey, Dee, she's from Texas, mind you. She said that her class in elementary school made a Christmas tree out of tumbleweed.
Out of tumbleweeds? Neat.
See, Nikki,
it's an area thing.
We need to go to the Southwest to experience the Southwestern Christmas.
We do, to have a look at what they do there.
Also, hi to Chris, who said there are still tumbleweeds, and he gave me some locations.
The restaurants, not...
Yes, the restaurants.
You got to be...
Yeah, you're right. I need to be more specific. And now that I'm lactose intolerant, I really don't have a reason to go.
Well, you're not going for the queso.
I'm not going for anything.
You do better to eat the actual tumbleweeds.
I'd really like to have some cheese again,
It was bad enough the first time around, but now it's worse. Don't believe us? Just keep listening. You'll find out soon enough. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Who's game for some prime time Jeopardy? Nikki, normally Jeopardy's on at 7. You're going to have to stay up all the way till 8 just to see it come on.
Well, what are they doing to get that prime spot?
Jeopardy, the greatest of all time on ABC. You know what that means? If Jeopardy's showing up on ABC, that means Disney must be buying it.
Well,
so that's one more thing that you're only going to be able to see on a Disney network.
In our area, it runs on CBS, but that doesn't mean it's owned by them.
That's right. It's syndicated, and that's how Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune both work. But in this case, there's a network that is going to be showing this special. It's ABC, and they are bringing back 3 Jeopardy Hall of Famers, James Holzhauer, Ken Jennings, and Brad Rutter. And so the first of these 3 guys to win 3 games will receive a $1 million jackpot.
So the James guy had a 32-win game streak from April to June of 19, and he won the 2019 Tournament of Champions. And then Jennings had a 74-game streak in 2004, and he brought in $2.5 million. And then Brad Rutter, who is the highest-earning American game show contestant of all time, he made almost $5 million when he was on Jeopardy.
Wow.
Yeah, you can win that much, apparently.
Wow. If you and I apply ourselves...
No, it's too late. I can't fit any more in my head, so
no,
I can't learn anymore. So.
Yeah, okay, all right.
It's really about now what I can forget, not learn.
See, I was going to say, if we apply ourselves, maybe we could steal some of their money.
Oh, I see your approach there. So not us actually being on Jeopardy.
Oh, yeah, that would be too hard. But, what if Brad would happen to be on his way to his car and he should suddenly find himself slipping?
You know how sometimes we hear about like lottery winners or other people who win game shows who just blow off the money and lose it all? I wonder how much, since these are obviously individuals who maybe would keep a hold of the money, so maybe they still have it.
I will tell you this. If I won a substantial sum of money, I wouldn't blow all of it, but I would have quite a vacation. Quite a vacation. And, man, you just can't. This is so nerdy, but this is real. You can't imagine the computer I would build. I would go, if you've ever seen ads, like win this shopping spree, and you see like a kid throwing all the toys in the cart.
Yeah, it'd be computer, though.
It'd be me at Micro Center, dude. They'd be like, sir, you don't need 3 of those. And be like, no, you don't understand. I do need 3 of these.
So the first to win will get the $1 million. The second and third place contestants will each get $250,000.
All right. Anything else?
That's coming. I didn't catch when it actually is.
Ryan says, how much of that Jeopardy money goes to tax?
Oh, well, I'm sure a good portion of it.
Right off the top, 40%. Like 40% goes to the federal government because it's winnings. I'm pretty sure that number's correct. It is happening January 7th on ABC.
That's good.
So that's good. You know what? I thought after Christmas we'd have nothing to live for, but I was wrong.
Now you have something that you can watch.
Now we have something to live for. Jeopardy on ABC.
I would say that.
Hey, so what do you think of Obadiah?
The truth is, he's not a very nice person.
Okay, well, what about Nikki?
The very best there is.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
This is very exciting. Watch. You guys know World Against Toys Causing Harm? They right now have released their annual top 10 most awesome toys of the season list.
Nice. No, not awesome. Probably the ones that are harmful.
Well, yeah, but those are the good ones.
Okay. What's the list?
We all know that the more harm it can cause, the more fun it is.
We don't even like toys, but if you tell us that they're harmful, we're suddenly going to have to play with them.
You should see these toys. The Nerf Ultra 1 battery-powered gun says that it can throw Nerf darts 120 feet. And the warning is that if they come out fast enough and hard enough that it can hurt somebody.
Yeah, or it can go like and choke you.
Or you can choke you, yeah. So that gun looks awesome. I saw The Matrix again recently. Do you remember that scene at the end where the one kid, like, he has 2 guns and they're like, it's right as they're shooting him, but he's like, ah! It looks like that.
Hey, I think we should get a bell ring because I have something similar to that. So,
dude, Eric bought an amazing Nerf gun.
That's the one. So I think that's a yes.
Okay, well, Spike the Fine Motor Hedgehog. That's for kids 18 months and up. I don't want that, but I want the Nerf gun.
You can't. Yeah, that's not going to work.
How about Bunchems? Bunch and Build. This is for ages 4 and up. Bunchems are multicolored activity balls that are meant to stick together, but there have been reports of the plastic connective toys becoming ensnared in children's hair. Okay.
I just do that when I get a tangle.
Yeah, I just keep scissors around. You just cut it out.
Just cut it out.
Yeah. Okay, what is this thing called?
I don't know. He looks like a little abominable snowman.
He's Yeti. This soft ape-like Yeti creature is sold for oral-aged children. The cuddle toy has long fiber-like hair that may not be adequately rooted, so your kid gets a hairball.
Don't laugh at that. I'm sure it's scary.
I'm sure it is. Oh, Nickelodeon slime. Oh, you know why? Because it looks and smells real. They're afraid you're going to eat it. That's literally what it is. They're like, it looks so real, some children may eat it.
Well, that's because they have it scented like snow cones, soft serves, and mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Oh, look at this. We've got the Ann's Toy electronic toy gun. So it looks almost exactly like a machine gun, and it looks like exactly what I would have wanted.
They're saying
if I was a kid. I would have been like, this is amazing.
So authentic looking. They're saying to make sure to not shoot animals with it, and you must wear goggles when using it.
Well, what is it? Does it shoot something? Please wear goggles. Do not shoot people or animals at close range. I don't see what it shoots. It must shoot something, but I don't see what it is. Let's see. Anything else on the list? This toy school bus.
Is that what I was watching in the gym on the news? They kept showing these things. This is the list they were showing.
This miniature yellow school bus are sold with a choking hazard warning.
I don't want to think about a school bus either.
Who wants to play with a school bus?
Maybe it's something they were trying to make it fun.
Feels like something you give to a kid. You're like, one day we're going to put you on this. So begin to love it now.
All right. Well, none of these are anything we'd want to really play with. I think we're past the age.
The Pogo trick board. That looks like fun. It's a high bounce ball. It looks like it's a pogo ball, basically. It's just they call it a pogo trick board now because it sounds cooler. That's 8 toys. I think there might be 10. Oh, and the Power Rangers Cheetah Claw. What's wrong with the Cheetah Claw? Apparently it basically gives you Wolverine-like claws that you're not supposed to swing at people, even though it's designed for you to punch people with it.
So you're not supposed to.
So please don't use this toy as it's intended.
All right, so that's some of the toys that we're not supposed to play with.
Yeah, that was our top 9 coolest toys of the year.
Way to go.
Well, they just don't know that that's what they're doing. Oh, and the pull-along caterpillar, you're not supposed to have that?
That is not our age.
I know, but
Let's
still.
go back to the Nerf ones. These are not it.
All I'm saying is that, what's wrong with if I can't have a gun, sure, but I can't have a pull-along
They're
caterpillar?
saying that you could eat the string. You could eat, it's like a shoelace. You could eat the shoelace.
I can eat my shoelaces. I'm still wearing them.
No, that's why we have slip-ons. We can't have shoelaces. You know that.
That's why. Okay.
If you're looking for all the funny moments you missed during the riot, we apologize. You won't find them here. There weren't any. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
Have you guys been enjoying that new Lord of the Rings TV show on Amazon?
The one they spent billions on?
It's so good.
Someone's tuning in how have I missed it?
It's I'm blown away by it.
It's actually not there. He's teasing.
What?
Will it actually come during our lifetime, or when is this supposed to come out?
Nikki, they just ordered the second season. It's been such a smash hit. They had to have a second season.
They haven't, because they haven't shown the first season.
Then how do they know it's worth a second season?
Because it's cheaper for them to go ahead and just film a second season, like the Jack Ryan thing, where they're at it.
Just go ahead and do it.
I think so.
Speaking of Jack Ryan, I've almost finished the first season?
The first season?
The first season, yeah, because I was like, you know what? There's been enough press for the second season. I guess I'll watch the first one. I fast-forwarded through a lot of it.
Well, that's meant to be. It's fine.
I'm just man, a lot of long shots of people just walking.
As long as you get a basic grasp of what the storyline is, but you don't need to know. Don't bog yourself down with all the details.
With the fine points of performance or...
You'll never get anything done if that's how you're watching TV.
Oh, it's too bad.
Okay.
Right?
Do you think I watch all the Hallmark movie? I skipped through it.
I was skipping through parts, and I was like, these people put a lot of work into the parts. I'm just blazing right past it.
It's okay. They know.
Well, and that's what I'm doing with Lord of the Rings. I'm just blazing past the first season so I can get to the second.
When is the first season supposed to come out?
Sorry, what?
When is it?
Huh?
It's an actual question. Is it next year? Is it 25? Is it 24, 28? When is it?
I still don't understand the question.
When does Lord of the Rings, the Amazon show start?
They're doing a second season.
I know they're doing a second season, but the first season is not aired.
Season 2 is coming to Amazon.
In like 20 years then, but when's the first one showing?
There will be a time when the second season will air.
I don't need to know. It's fine. I take the question back. I don't care.
I don't know. So, what? What? They say they're going to... Oh, my gosh. They haven't even shot the first season yet. Okay, so they say they're going to shoot the first couple of episodes.
And do you know Lord of the Rings stuff is not like, here we go, we're just going to film for a few days. It takes a long time.
This is not a YouTube channel. All right, and even that, like, those take a long time. No, they say, this kills me right here. They're going to shoot the first 2 episodes, then they're going to take a 4 to 5 month break to get everything together. And then
we're never going to see any of it.
No, never.
We'll never see it.
But the good news is they got a second season. Yes.
Great.
All right.
They want to make sure that you're confidently watching the first one so that you know that there'll be a second one.
By the time they're done with this, it's going to be $80 a month to get Amazon. And they're going to be like, okay, it's $80 a month for Prime.
You get 2 hour Prime. Instead of 1 day, it's 2 hour Prime.
And we're only releasing 1 episode a month. It's 1 a month. So you guys have to keep subscribing for a whole year to see the first season.
So the production of Lord of the Rings season 1 does not actually start till next year.
Oh, my gosh. It was so good. I enjoyed it so much.
No. It's next year, and then it'll take a while for it to actually be out. Okay. And I can't guarantee any of us will still be alive by then. I don't know.
Man,
we have to start working out more so we live that long.
Whatever that one girl said the Earth is going to be gone before that happens.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh, no! I missed it! Do it again!
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.
I never go out in public without putting a hot dog on each finger.